Hi, I'm Melanie Dyer. You're watching Live on the Lot on Skippy TV, and today I'm sitting with 2018 Golden Guitar winner for New Talent, Brad Butcher. Hello.
How are you, mate?
I'm good. How are you doing?
Good.
Good. You're in a bit of a whirlwind moment in your career with the new album, From the Bottom of a Well. I feel like you're just on every tour poster and all over social media. Just can't escape Brad Butcher. So tell me about the album. What sort of mindset were you in when you wrote that?
Well, in 2014, I was making my second album at the time, and my grandfather passed away. So then for the next few years, he was heavily on my mind, and so there's 3 or 4 songs on this album that feature him or about him or his life. Well-Dressed Man, I wrote about it. The things he taught me. From the Bottom of a Well is literally about his life and how that inspired me and the things he taught me. And there's a few others. There's one that's called Oh Marie, which is a conversation between he and my nan. And her name was Mari, but we went with Marie because it was a bit easier to sing. But
my nan's name's Mari as well.
Really?
Yeah.
Wow, there you
Crazy.
go. Yeah.
I think you should have stuck to Mari. But, it doesn't sing the same, does it?
It doesn't, no.
The things you do for your craft.
Well, yeah, so I dedicated the album to pop.
Yeah.
And that's the basis of this whole thing, yeah.
I did delve into, the story a little bit about your pop, and he was one of like 13 kids or something.
Yeah,
is that right?
yeah.
And he said, I guess in the song Well-Dressed Man, it's probably inspired by him, and something he said was, better off being happy than a well-dressed man. Is that something that he said to you?
He had 100 different sayings, and some I can't repeat, but he was a funny bugger, yeah.
I think you should. Yeah. Well, that song's done amazing things for you, and, it's a great sentiment to think that, life isn't all about, dressing up and money and all that sort of stuff. It's about, the reality and the land. You guys grew up around Mackay, was it?
Yeah. Up in CQ there, that's home, Even though Erin and I have relocated to Brisbane over the last 7 years, but every time we get home, it's still home,
Yeah. Well, I guess, sometimes you have to be a well-dressed man in the instances of, like, the Golden Guitars this year, and you actually picked up your first Golden Guitar for New Talent.
Yeah.
Amazing, well done.
Thank you.
Was it weird to, like, win it after a few albums?
Oh, it was weird to just win it in general, I was just... you have little goals that you set yourself. One of them was to maybe one day get a nomination, and it was funny that when the nominations came out late in what was the year before, in 2017.
Yeah.
I was sitting on the couch at a mate's place and watching them on my phone as you do, and the first one came out, and I jumped in the air, you beauty, I've got one. And the second one came out, and bottom lip started to wobble. And then the third one came out for male artist, and I nearly fell off the chair, and I was sobbing.
You had a blubbering mess on the floor.
I called my wife, and I couldn't even talk to her. I couldn't believe it. So.
And she would have been so proud.
Oh, she was. She's been there from day one. She's as much a part of this as I am. So yeah, it was a great feeling.
So you actually performed at the awards as well. Did they announce, your winning of your Golden Guitar before or after?
It was before.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah, it was kind of nerve-wracking waiting for the award and knowing I was going to perform and not knowing how it was all going to go. But I'm glad it was actually the way it was. The award was first. That way I had all those anxious feelings dealt with, and I had the award. I was, I had gone at the back and jumped up in the air.
Yeah.
And then when it came time to sing a song, I was like, well, this is easy. I know the song, I wrote it, so let's just go and sing it. So I walked out there full of confidence, and it was just easy.
Oh, and definitely, you should be confident because it won you the Golden Guitar. So you're like, well, I'm just going to do what I do, and they're going to like it.
I guess.
And I guess it would be so nerve-wracking having, artists probably that you've looked up to in the audience as well. But, they're sitting in those first few rows, so that would be nerve-wracking enough as it is.
That was one element, but it was the first time my parents had come to Tamworth, and my family, my brother and sister. And look, growing up, they were never country fans, my brother and sister in particular. My dad loves it. So to have them there was really special, but at the same time, I looked down and spotted them in the crowd, and they were about 10 rows back. It was weird, because it was like the only row that was lit up for me. I don't know. It's kind of strange.
Did they mean to do that? It was meant to be.
I don't know, but I literally could see them clear as a bell, and the look of happiness on their faces was amazing. And even my older brother, pulled me aside afterwards, and he's like, you can do this. He was like, that was the moment they were like, holy dude, you can really do this.
Oh, that's so
pretty special. Yeah.
I know what it's like to have siblings that don't, follow country music as well. One of my sisters is a bit like that. So, yeah, it's funny, like, that can be the most nerve-wracking thing is to perform in front of your family and the people that are closest to you because, you care most about what they think.
But they're converts now. They've already booked their tickets and accommodation for next year.
Good! And I assume they would have booked it straight away because accommodation just sells out like crazy.
Yeah, not wrong. Yeah.
It's hard to find a bed in Tamworth.
Huh. Luckily, we know someone who owns a motel there, so...
You do. You're very close.
Well, I shouldn't say owns it, runs it. Yeah.
She does it all. She does it all. And that person is, of course, Aleyce
Simmonds, yeah.
Who you are currently on tour with.
Yeah.
So, now, the title of the tour, right, I always think about this. Like, how do you think of, like, it's hard enough naming, like, an album, right? But then you have to go out and name a tour as well and constantly thinking of new things so it's not the same as somebody else's. Like, On the Road Again, I guess it's been done. So what's the title of your tour?
Well, it's Aleyce and Brad, so it's A and B, and we were chatting with another friend of ours who actually came up with the idea. But it was A plus B equals C, and we were like, oh, equals country in your town. We were like, okay, and it's like, it's all a bit too convenient, so we played around with it for a while and sat with it, and we were like, you know what, that's perfect, let's go with it.
Simple is best.
Yeah.
Yeah, and that's true, like A plus B equals country. Everything is country music to us.
Well, it really is, it's a life, you know, and when you get into it, you really have to decide that this is it. There's no half-assing in this, because you're on the road, you've got a lot of ground to cover, you're away from home for a lot of, 6 or 8 months of the year sometimes, when you're really out there pushing a new album or something. And so if you're going about it thinking, with your mind elsewhere or half in it, it's not going to work.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, it's
as
good.
You know.
Yeah, I do. It's a good format, and I like the name. And how have the shows been going? They've been
great.
Been good?
Yeah, they've been great. Yeah, they get better every week. I think as we gel a bit more together and learn each other's songs. So last night was fantastic. We're probably singing half a dozen or 8 songs together now on stage, which is great, and I'm loving that collaboration.
Yeah, and that's really special because she's obviously the reigning female country Golden Guitar winner as well. So it's pretty special. Like if you can get to a show and see the 2 Golden Guitar winning artists of the year, that's pretty special.
Well, she's got such a big following too, and she's been at it for so long, So I'm just lucky to be jumping on her coattails because there's a whole range of new people who I've never met, and people at every show come up to me and say, "We've never heard of you."
Yeah.
Well, why is that? You say, well, I don't know.
Yeah.
Here I am,
Yeah, and some people would hear that and think, oh, that's a bit offensive. You've never heard of me. Pff. But it's an amazing thing, isn't it, to meet so many new people and just have this opportunity to get your music out, to hopefully, get a new fan base and extend your fan base as well.
That's what it's all about. Go. Hopefully we play these shows, meet some people, come back again in 12 months' time and they bring their friends along and keep building on it.
Yeah, and country fans, they stick by you. Like, they're genuine followers for life. And, of course, you've also done a bunch of touring with some huge acts like Busby Maru and Shane Nicholson, Sarah Storer. What's it like touring with those guys?
It's great. I've learned a lot just by sitting in the sidelines and watching how they go about it. There's a level of confidence that those guys have, which comes with just experience and with being on the road and being in front of people, and also playing your songs. Once you've got your songs down and you're really confident with them, everything sort of becomes a lot smoother. And those guys, Sarah's been at it for a long time. Shane, Troy Casadale, those guys. If you just sit and watch and pay attention, you can learn a lot. So I've tried hard to do that.
Yeah, no, it's amazing. It's great that people team together in country music, and that's happened recently as well with the relief for the farmers that are obviously going through drought at the moment. And you've been a huge part of that campaign to help the Aussie farmers.
Well, I don't know about a huge part. All I did was...
You played your part, a good...
We raised a few bucks,
so so I saw on your Instagram, actually, that you and your wife had, laundry baskets full of, essential, foods and a survival kit, I guess.
Pretty much. A lot of... what do they call it? Long-term sort of foods, long life milks and things that can sit for a while. But it was just, we put a post on Facebook. We said, if anyone wants to donate some money, here's my PayPal account, pretty much. So it was just a direct thing. We had to do 4 trips to the grocery store though. We took Aaron's little Suzuki Swift and we couldn't fit it all in, so 4 trips
You're
back.
You're going to need something. You need a Toyota, I think.
Oh yeah. And then we loaded up the back of the ute and took it all to Tamworth and dropped it off. And
I mean, they've made it a little bit hard now without the plastic bags, so you kind of got to bring the laundry baskets.
We did. We bought a dozen of those laundry baskets and filled them up. Yeah.
Oh, well, that's an amazing thing to do, and music is such an amazing thing to be able to reach out to the people and give back.
Yeah.
And also, you are, still in the midst of releasing new singles off this album. What's your current single out now?
Crawl, Beg and Cry was the third single we released, and it's done great for me. It's I guess most successful song I've ever released, apart from Well Dressed Man. But
well, then you're going to get a golden guitar for it, surely.
Oh well, no. It's been nice to get some radio play and the support and people commenting and saying they're enjoying the music. So it's been great.
Yeah, I've been watching it week to week. It's climbing up the charts. It's like got a good vibe about it as well. Like this one kind of makes me.
Who writes happy songs?
Yeah, I know. I'm like, oh my gosh, this one makes me want to jig in the red dirt. Like, I don't really know how to do that, so I probably shouldn't. But
Jig in the red dirt. That sounds fun.
That's what the music makes me feel. And that was produced by Matt Fell, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. How was it working with Matt?
He's a great guy. He's a genius. It's a pleasure to be in the studio with him, and it's like you don't even have to try and explain it. You just look at him and he goes, "Oh, I think I know what you mean," and then does it. You're like, wow, that's exactly what.
Yeah.
Because the hardest part in the studio, I find, is explaining the sounds you can hear in your head.
Totally.
You think it's this instrument, but it's kind of like that. And when you get a guitarist like Glenn Hanna, who came and played on the album too, who you can do the same thing. It's kind of like this guy, and it sounds like that. And he pulls out this, it's like a spaceship of pedals that he's got for his electric guitar, but he always finds the right sound.
Oh my gosh.
And that's what great producers and great players can do. And Matt and Glenn and those guys can certainly do it.
Oh, for sure. But, to start with, they have to have a great song to be able to bring to life, and you definitely write those. So congratulations on everything. You're an amazing talent, and, I can't wait to hear more from you. Have you got working on another album?
Just spent 3 days in the studio with Matt this week.
Really?
Yeah, so we've got a few new songs underway, and so a new album hopefully early next year.
Exciting. Well, we're still in this one very much. It's called From the Bottom of a Well, and if you haven't got it, do yourselves a favour and go get it. Thank you so much for coming in to Live on the Lot.
My pleasure.